welcome to the Patreon exclusive edition of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm the hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge.
I'm Brian Seymour. I'm King Balsamic. Oh my gosh. Vinegar the Barbarian.
Oh,
They kicked me out of prison.
because... Sorry. We can't explain that joke. If you were here earlier, you would have gotten it. Unfortunately, we can't record that and release that due to statutes of limitations, which will never, ever run out.
Yeah.
This is just something that you had to have been there to experience.
And experience it you shall.
And Cellbach D's. All right, so for today's episode, we're going to Spazoil House of X #3. Jonathan Hickman, is it Pepe Larraz?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so in this one, we are really kind of getting a feel for what Hickman is doing.
Yeah.
Like, the story is caught up in a way that we're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Have you actually taken the time to decipher any of these?
Not yet. I
haven't
keep
either.
looking at it, and there's got to be something going on.
There's a cipher in the back.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, check it out.
Oh, man, that's too much work.
I know it is. But it's there, so we can go back at our leisure and figure out what it says. Which is the language of Krakoa, which is interesting. Yeah.
Wow, that is cool.
Right?
Too much.
That's a lot of fun. All right, so we open up with Cyclops, King of the X-Men, on Krakoa. He's actually addressing I don't know. I just don't trust these two. Maybe it's just the way that they are standing there.
Yeah, yeah. I got that same sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Like there's an aloofness or something to Professor X, or
Yeah.
something like he knows something that he's like doesn't want you to know.
Right? And then Magneto is standing there in all of his righteous glory.
Yeah.
And Cyclops is like, look, we've got a team. We're ready to go, on this mission. Just, we're ready. And Professor X, reading his mind you, without
Permission.
yeah.
Just like, yeah, you're
hey,
scared.
listen, by the way, you don't have to be scared, man. It's fine. Like, it's cool. And he's like, is it wrong that I'm afraid, that I have doubts? Like,
That's
I'm going to go on a mission here.
yeah. They're going to a space station,
Right?
designed to build things that are designed to build things.
Designed to kill them.
Yeah.
That's worthy of some concern, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, Professor's like, of course not. You've always been that way. Always been afraid? Like, where are you? Like, I feel like he's kind of attacking him here.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude. But he then comes out and says, but you make me so proud because you overcome it. Like, you don't let it stop you.
Yeah.
Doing what you need to. And then, I guess that's the part that makes me concerned. Because then Magneto pipes in.
Yeah.
And he's like, for the righteous can never truly die. Hold up, dude. Like, it's one thing for the guy that can live in my head to talk to me about this.
Yeah. You're
but
Magneto.
You've tried to kill me since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not, we're on your side, sure. But
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily taking this pro pump up from him.
For you to die, you would have to be forgotten. And no one forgets the founder of a nation. I'm dying, aren't I?
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely gonna die.
Yeah.
Now because you've said this. But yay, I won't be forgotten. Woo! So he's got this team.
It's an interesting team.
It is an interesting team. Like, the only person I can't figure out is the person in tan.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't recognize her. Because we got Logan.
Right?
You can't go on any mission without Logan.
That would be dumb.
I get having Kurt.
Right?
Teleporter.
Yep.
Awesome. Jean Grey.
Yep.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Mystique.
Yep.
We know what she brings to the table.
Awesomeness.
Archangel.
Yep.
Interesting.
Right? Especially the X-Force Apocalypse bearing Archangel.
Yeah.
And then Monet.
Yeah.
M from the Generation X. There is another person clad in tan. Her face is kind of messed up. I can't figure out who that is, though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
They don't ever address her by name.
Yeah. And she has like 2 bubbles of speech.
Right. Like, not a lot at all. But as Scott is running it down, he's like, okay, so listen, we're going to do this old-fashioned. We're going to go in, blow it up, boom. No Cohen flowers, though.
Yeah, because if they get caught, and they don't succeed,
right, then there's a way to trace back access to Krakoa
yeah,
with the Sentinels. That would be a bad plan. And what I love is the notion of breaking down, saying, like, you're focusing on success. We're only aiming to win.
yeah,
They're not aiming for failure. So they're trying to plan for, if we failed, what don't we want to leave behind? We don't want to leave access. We don't want to leave any of this. So the only option is for us to win in every way possible.
yeah. And that's what I find interesting is they're even including if we die, but we've blown the place up, that's a win.
That's still a win. We've still stopped this thing because we believe that this thing is the line order of how Nimrod comes online.
Yeah, which if you were reading Powers of 10, that was what we just found out with Moira had lived through her 9th life,
right?
And that was the future she saw.
Yes.
So
this is their 10th life trying to stop Nimrod from existing. So this is what I love. So we see the heart and soul of things. Young Marvel Girl in the classic Marvel Girl suit.
Yeah.
That's got to be difficult to deal with. Asking, what about the human crew?
Which is a good question.
It is a great question because as they are making this move to be an autonomous nation, they don't necessarily want to declare war, but this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, the mission is to stop Mother Mold no matter what, but we want to keep casualties as close to zero as possible.
I don't know how you're gonna.
Right? I mean, you're trying to disable a space station. Chances are
People gonna die.
people going to die to that. But he's like, there's like the capacity is over 3,000.
Yeah.
So there are probably a lot of innocent civilians alongside whatever security they have.
Logan, though,
Makes good points.
innocent
Good point.
civilians don't build machines to exterminate a species. He's right.
I mean, if there was ever a time where Wolverine spoke that truth,
Yeah.
he is definitely speaking that truth. And it's one of those things where, no, you don't want to hear it. You might not like hearing it.
Yeah. See, this is one of those things that Magneto
Right.
would be like, let me stop you.
Right. Like, he ain't wrong.
Yeah.
So they go for it, and it's kind of amazing. Just scientists. Huh? Like, oh, wait, where is it? Jean tries to clap back. She says, they're not soldiers in the war, Logan. They're just scientists, scared of their own future. And he says, just scientists, huh? How exactly do you think humans went from sticks to bombs?
Yeah.
Logan is dropping knowledge.
Yeah. Because you got 3,000 people that are actively working on ways to kill all mutants.
Right. And you want to give any of them that cloud of innocence?
Yeah.
Sorry, not buying it.
And if they survive, they've got the knowledge to go back and build it again. You kind of got to kill them all.
You kind of do. So we're introduced to Project Achilles. We find out what it's for.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, this whole scene was phenomenal.
I'd love to see this played out in live action. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
would. So basically, this is like a tribunal space where the worst of the worst are brought forth to receive judgment. We have, let's see, A.G. Tolliver, which, whenever I see Tollivers, I immediately go Trask, and I'm like, this is never a good thing.
Yeah, this is not a good thing.
But this is Attorney General Tolliver, who is ready to run a list of things for what this defendant is guilty of.
Yeah.
Let's see, felony breaking and entering, felony assault, felony theft, 2 counts of manslaughter, and she swears to God, if bad manners were something she could list, she would.
She's what's the word? When speaking about this particular individual,
She's kind of cavalier.
yeah.
She's super lax.
Do you realize who you're in the same room with? And we'll get to that.
Yeah. So, this judge is, kind of funny, haha. I get it. This person's bad news. So then they speak to, presumably, this person's lawyer, which I have to admit, I'm surprised that he gets a lawyer.
Yeah.
Based on the way that they described this place, I didn't think he would.
Yeah.
Like, at all. But this is no Foggy Nelson. This is no Matt Murdock. This is the most inept person to try to represent anyone, let alone who he's representing.
Yeah, he makes my desk look organized.
Oh, my gosh.
Because
It's so terrible. So he's trying to make the argument that his client was an unwilling accomplice that had no idea what his companion's intents were.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, you've got the wrong man.
Yeah, Chewbacca's a Wookiee.
Right. Just, I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? This is crazy. So The judge says, it's a good try, counselor, but unfortunately for you, we're charging your client under the government's new 12-strike rule. 12 strikes. 12.
Like
12.
11, you can change.
Right. 12, you're done. So it says, which, as you know, supersedes intent. If you've broken the law 12 times in this rule, whether you intended to break the law or not, like you could be walking, trip and fall, accidentally jaywalk, you're getting this.
12 strikes.
That's it. So it's like, okay, let's get on with it. How does your client plead?
This character's so badass,
dude. He hasn't been in so long.
Yeah,
standing there in all of his like vicious, deadly, bloodlusty glory is Victor Creed himself, Sabretooth. And on that question of how do you plead, he declares, "Oh, I'm guilty, meat," and then spits on the floor, saying, "I definitely got bad manners, dude. You're not wrong, okay? Listen to him when he talks to you, okay?" And of course, the judge, due diligence, and the other charges. And he says, "Yeah, I did those too. It ain't like it's gonna matter. Ain't no place ever been built that can hold me.
Truth.
And if we're really being honest, ain't like I'm gonna sit here and let you judge me anyway."
Also very true.
So here he is standing before the judge, low key laying out straight up threats.
Yeah.
Either A, I'm gonna escape, just letting you know.
Yeah.
2, I might kill you before you get that out anyway.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, okay? If we're really being honest here, I'll tell you what.
Everybody's got a gun except for his attorney.
Everybody.
And they're all pointed at him.
Hardcore.
And Creed don't care. Like he's
Pain don't hurt.
Yeah.
Pain don't hurt. And he says, "You think chains can keep me from making your insides your outsides? Is that what you is that what you think? Pup, listen, I've been killing people since before your daddy was born. Like, that's what I do."
They don't appreciate what they've got in front of them. Like, this is a killing machine.
Yes.
Like, when Wolverine's like, "I'm the best at what I do."
Context.
Yeah.
Doing this as a good guy. Context. And I love it. He stops. "You smell that?" His attorney's like, "What?" He's like, "Jasmine." "What's that mean?" "Means you're fired, dude."
I now know what Emma Frost smells like.
Here she comes, walking in full Beyonce glory.
Yeah.
Okay? She's got 2 of the cuckoos with her. That's her beehive, off rip. What I adore here is the way that this plays. The snap dialogue of it.
Yeah. Like this.
Fantastic.
This is Emma at peak Emmosity.
Yes. She says, "Well, what have we here?" Young Cuckoo says.
"Looks to me like the monkeys are using tools again, Miss Frost, playing at civilization."
First of all, sick burn.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's get some aloe vera and all kinds of Vaseline for that burn that she just leveled. The monkeys are playing with tools again.
Yeah. Oh, us humans.
Right. Like, I'm like, I ain't never want to call out a child out her name so bad. Look at here. But then Emma chastises her. "Young lady, how many times have I told you? We only use our mutant names in public. So I have to insist you call me White Queen."
Yeah. So it's not the way she was addressing the humans.
"No, you called me Miss Frost in front of company. We don't do that. We don't do that." I'm like, whoa, on this new season of Pose, we have Emma Frost showing y'all all how to do it, okay? I mean, that's
pretty much what's going on.
Yeah. And then you notice, like, even the judge has a gun?
Yeah.
Like, that's so, man. So he's like, "What's the meaning of this? What's going on here?"
Good question.
She's like, that's not the question you should be asking.
Yeah.
As there's quite a difference between what's getting ready to happen and what it really means. He's like, "Enlighten me."
He's a judge. He's seen some stuff before.
Right? You don't get this position, especially judge at like the super secret prison that this is.
Yeah.
Like, come on. What I love is she's like, "Ooh, enlighten you. That's the right word. Let me break it down."
Yeah.
As the Krakoan Accords essentially are being written into law, any member of Krakoa or the Krakoan nation, whether naturally born or assimilated, has diplomatic immunity. So Victor's coming with us, and that's that. Like,
and they're aghast,
right?
They're just like, "No, he's a killer. We've got him."
And they're like, "And Like, we don't care. What I love is that she says, Mr. Creed, you're to surrender Mr. Creed to me. And of course, the cuckoo's like, Sabretooth, Mom. She's like, oh, right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sabretooth. You're right, because I said mute names only. Excuse me. Like, it's amazing. And they're like, we have all the paperwork you need. Of course, the cuckoo knows. It's totally cool if you want to leave his chains on, though. Like,
Because it's
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth.
It's Sabretooth, okay? Like, come on. This chick is like, this isn't going to happen.
It's happening.
It's going to happen. This is what I like. The disaffected.
Yeah.
She's not even paying attention to her. She's looking at her nails.
Yeah.
And as for what it means, well, it simply means we don't answer to you anymore. Psh. Psh.
We're done.
Right? Of course, the guy's like, this thing is a killer, just like my mama made me, and I ain't close to done. It's such a dangerous thing. It's so dangerous.
This final exchange between Emma and the AG is just...
Oh, my God. Checkmate. You're done. You're
knows.
done. So she's got the gun cocked. She's like, this is not how this ends today. Not on my watch. And Emma, coolly as ever, says, normally, I'd dominate that little mind of yours and make you stick that gun where your last boyfriend left you. Let me digress.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been told the art of diplomacy is about equalizing power dynamics. So, why don't you pretend that some larger American purpose is being served here today, and I'll pretend like you could have stopped me. Boom! That's a big old mic drop. Boom goes the dynamite.
It's a brave new world, darlings. Best get used to it.
What do you do?
How did she even... I have so many questions. Like, how did she even get there? Because it's a secret facility.
I mean, and it's not like they opened up the Krakoan teleport thing. They just, found a way. I don't know.
Oh, she's so bad.
All right, so we're at the Orkis Forge on the other side of the sun, where they're secretly building this mother mold that makes master molds, which makes sentinels.
No. There's so much no, you shouldn't do this.
All the no. So we have Omega there, the Omega Sentinel, and she's speaking to presumably the head doctor here,
head
scientist, Dr. Gregor, and they're having this conversation of whether or not it's a mistake for them to build this.
Yeah.
Kind of late to have this conversation.
Yeah, you've already built a portion of a Dyson sphere,
right?
And
I mean, I'm just saying. And the Omega Sentinel is like, self-preservation is completely rational, Dr. Gregor. It's the panic it produces where errors get introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you think we're panicking? I think you built a mother mold that breeds master molds. The second you lose control, it's hard not to see this entire planetary system covered in cold, emotionless gray with not a single pink fleshy bit in sight. After all, they know where mutants come from. What a cold thing to say.
But it's the truth.
But it's absolute fact.
Mutants have come from humans.
Right.
So if you want to stop mutants, you kill the humans.
Boom. That's the smartest way possible.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, look, it's a fair point, which is why the Forge was built with these control collars. If things go south, Omega, so does she, right into the heart of the sun. I love when we think that we've built in the right amount of threat.
Yeah.
But it's all based on the system working as we plan for it to.
Yeah.
But the whole reason why we do this is because if the system goes awry, it's not going to go as we plan.
Yeah.
Why do you think the thing? It's hilarious. But yeah, they're worried about actually turning her on.
Yeah.
She's still in the learning process, the big mother mold. But she's learning at an exponential rate.
Yeah.
And it says that she's still a while before we're comfortable that she's evolved past the Heller-Faust line. I need to know what that is. I'm looking that up as soon as I get home. Not even joking. And the Omega Sentinel says, good, who needs an AI that's a potential sociopath?
Not humans?
Right? This, I think, was like a great sentiment of scale.
Yeah.
So they get a hail, and they're like, we got a little problem here. It's like, what's up? So we got incoming. Looks like it came from the dark side of Venus, then used the planet to slingshot towards us. We didn't even pick it up until it was 25 million miles out.
That's some scale.
That is some scale. 25 million miles is far. Okay? It's like very far. It's like
from Cleveland to Detroit.
a little bit farther than that.
A little bit farther than
A little bit farther than that.
Maybe in kilometers.
Definitely in kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far. But what they basically picked up is a souped up Shi'ar ship.
Yeah.
Which they're like, clearly, this is the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like, we know this. And it's not a good thing.
Because now they know.
Because they know what we're doing here. And they're like, oh my God, how did they, like, they know what we're doing. We weren't ready for them to find out yet. We thought that we would at least be active before they found out what we had.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Someone told, terrible.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. They have absolutely no idea how much the X-Men actually know and how the X, because nobody would believe you if they were like, oh yeah, so when Moira McTaggart was in her 9th life.
Yeah. She found this information out. She died. So then in her 10th life, she knew it and told us. We've just been waiting for this day.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. We could have technically stopped you earlier, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Which I think that builds all kinds of like paradoxes, because clearly if they knew this whole time, they should have stopped it earlier. But there must be a reason why they didn't.
Yeah.
So they're on their way. There's no way to stop them. The way that they've got this set up, the only thing that they can do is try to stop them when they get here.
Yeah.
There are some drones that they sent towards Mercury, but where they are, it'll take them too long to get back, and they can't engage the X-Men until they do. I mean, it's really kind of genius.
Yeah.
Like, as the X-Men have set this up, it seems like they have picked the absolute perfect time to make this work.
Because they have all the information, all the records from Master Mold.
Everything. So the X-Men get into range. Obviously, this thing starts opening up its own little salvo of, shots. But they already acknowledge, like, look, we can't penetrate its shields anyway. We're really just kind of acknowledging that we know that you're coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Like how we send our stuff.
Right. Like, that's it. They send Kurt in to verify the collars in place.
Yeah.
To make sure that everything is as they understand it's supposed to be. And he goes in and he counts them out. 2, 1, 4, 3. There are exactly 4 of these things.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at them not necessarily in sequential order, but distance.
Yeah.
And when he gets to the 3rd one, he runs into Dr. Gregor and the Omega Sentinel. And Karama, the Omega Sentinel, they've had history.
Mm-hmm.
They've had history. They obviously recognize each other, and it's kind of a
that was such
a moment.
Such a cool interaction, because the scale, the life and death scale of what's going on, and they're just like, I recognize you.
Yeah, I see you. You see me. Now you know what's up.
Yeah, let's see who can stop who.
And just that quickly, boom, he bamfs out.
Yeah,
and they're going for the control collars. Like, that's what it seems like is happening. But that's the interesting thing for me is like, okay, if they're going for the control collars, what that means is that they're trying to let the mother mold activate.
Yeah.
Which, if they do, then what?
Right.
Right? So, Aramis, which seems to be Dr. Gregor's husband, is like, are you there? We've been briefed. They have a teleporter. Of course, Karen was like, his name is Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Like, let's
show
the respect, show the intel.
Yeah. Because,
act as if.
he can teleport, but, like, you aren't dealing with a bunch of, like, rando rookie mutants. Like, no, these are the frickin' X-Men.
Creme de la creme, man. Come on. They do what they do. So, they're like, he feels like he's got a solid handle. He's like, I read the file. I know what he does. This should be fine. Yeah. Shouldn't be able to bring out any sizable attack force until they land. Yeah. And we can handle them right then and there. So, what we see Karama say is like, this is a very linear plan for a non-linear foe. Yeah. This seems to be operating in an order. They clearly know something that we're not aware of. The X-Men land on the hull. Yeah. And Kurt's back in there. He's giving them details. Look, they got an Omega Sentinel in there. Wolverine's like, we'll deal with that when we have to. Yeah. First things first. Extending the breaching collar. Yeah. They're getting like zone in there. They're getting ready to funnel in. Yeah. And where Aramis is, like they are legit cutting a hole into the roof of this place. And that right there is an in-game move. And I didn't even think about it that way, but they're absolutely right. So like if they're using this breach collar, that'll create a column of suction or atmosphere or whatever, so that when they breach this, they can get in and out. Once they leave,
it's just a frickin' hole.
It's a hole in a spaceship.
Yeah.
That never works out well.
Yeah.
Like, ever. So, Aramis is like, all right.
He shuts all the airlocks.
Shuts them all, and is like, This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to blow this thing up.
Yeah, because what other move does he have? Like
Right.
you said, there's going to be a hole in the freaking spaceship,
So
no matter what.
right. So what we can do is we can try to use the fact that we know where they are
Mm-hmm.
to attack them.
Yeah.
If we blow this here, it'll blow them up, and we've saved the rest of the facility.
Yeah.
This was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
He clearly loves her.
Yeah.
I mean, but I really do wish we had kids.
Yeah.
She's in tears, and he says, "Don't let them win." Like his oppositional perspective is so hardcore.
Yeah.
Ah,
I hate the mutants.
and he blows it up.
Yeah.
And it definitely is enough to rocket that ship and everything.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder.
They ain't in there, man.
They can't be.
They're not in there.
I refuse to accept that they're in there.
I would definitely say that as soon as they set that dock thing down, Kurt started teleporting people into the ship.
Someplace, yeah.
And I mean, because it's the only sensible thing. Like, they would clearly know that they're not going to just let them go in.
Right.
there.
As soon as you land there and you try to breach,
Right.
you're pinned into position.
Exactly. Like,
Okay, well, we'll just deal with you there.
right. Like, that's the smart move. But, excuse me, if they go for the breach, but Kurt can actually take people in and out fast enough,
Yeah.
which I think he can do.
He can.
On a one-on-one basis, he can definitely do
Yeah.
that. And they're looking at like, oh, it's not a sizable team. It's not the matter. It's not the size of the team.
Yeah.
It's the punch that they pack.
Yeah.
And between Cyclops, M, Wolverine, and Archangel, that's a lot of power as is.
Yeah.
Let alone Marvel Girl. I
Mhm.
mean, this is a brutal strike force.
Yeah.
Here. Like brutal. So.
You gotta wait till next week for because I
Yeah,
think
we
next
do.
week is House of X number 4.
Is it next week?
I think, yeah.
Oh, I can take that double up. Not Powers.
Not Powers.
Okay. Wait, we got a schedule in here, right?
Yeah. House of X.
Yay! It is House of X.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, I'll take that.
Because this is like epic
But like
X-Men stuff.
in cool like soap operatic
Yeah.
showcase, which I really
Yeah.
I appreciate the X-Men when it's that. So
Yeah.
that's always good. As always, thank you guys for being our Patreon members. We thoroughly appreciate all your support. Hope that you picked this up, House of X.
Mhm.
It rocked, man.
It is. Everything is coming together.
Yeah, now I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Now I'm absolutely a fan. So yeah. Let us know what you thought. Definitely hit us up on Twitter at Vantage In House.
At Irish Ride 39.
And we want to know what you guys think. Are you feeling this? Yay? No? What is your X-Men team? That's the question.
Yeah.
If you have a key X-Men roster,
If
that
you were
is-
Chuck for a moment, who would you pick?
boom, boom. That's the question.
Yeah.
Or Eric.
True.
Eric. Who would you
True.
pick?
Very
yeah,
true.
there you go. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next week.